that brings us to our next topic tonight, which is Rambo, the savage who saved Christmas.
Which was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
Get me Rambo.
Like, I just finished watching the New Kids on the Block one, and I was like, all right, that one was 80s all over. It can't get any more silly, especially when we talk about the twist at the end of the New Kids one.
Right.
But then the first thing I'm seeing here is Rambo, his muscles are shaking. He's like ready for action. He's the Freedom Force.
Liberty's champion is unstoppable. Rambo.
So my first impression was, wait, this is a cartoon? I thought this was going to be like a real movie. And then I go, no, that's stupid. There's no way that Sylvester Stallone said, hey, you know what'd be good? Is a Christmas Rambo. So it's like, oh, well, of course it's going to be a cartoon. And then my other observation was the guy never wore a t-shirt. Opening scene, talk me through it.
All right, so we're in Colorado, so welcome to your new surroundings, why we had a hiatus. Maybe this is a place
cool,
you can
right?
stop at.
I hate all this snow and cold weather.
What do you expect from Colorado?
It's snowing like crazy, and you see these
He's in the mountains, too.
Yeah, you see these armored trucks pull up, and this is Havoc. Havoc is Rambo's archenemy.
Force of Freedom can't stop me now.
I'm sure I'd learn more if I'd actually seen the other 64 episodes before this one aired.
So wait, this wasn't like a one-off?
No.
There was a ton of Rambo cartoon?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was the Freedom Force. As you can tell, he's Liberty's champion.
Golly.
With Mechanical Genius Turbo and Cat the Disguiser.
Right.
Helped by the mechanical genius known as Turbo. And the master of disguises named Cat.
Well, the first time you see Rambo is in the middle of the snowstorm because some stupid freckled-haired redhead kid with no Christmas spirit at his orphanage, could be obviously Christmas and orphanages are like...
Right.
You can't have a special without some sort of orphanage.
No.
Well, this kid wanders off, and as he's wandering off, what does he do?
So, well, of course, he like falls, he hurts himself, but first things first, he has the single most powerful flashlight that I have ever seen in my entire life. And if you can lay over the clip right here, this thing lights up the entire sky. This kid has the wherewithal to send out a SOS, save my ass signal, and Rambo just happens to be in the air, hanging off of a helicopter without a shirt on. Hey, you better stop down there. Someone needs some help.
Somebody's flashing an SOS in Morse code.
He's one-handing the side of the plane. He has no parachute.
No.
Nothing holding him into place in the middle of a snowstorm. Like,
it's a blizzard.
You would not fly a helicopter out in this thing. But no, here he is, all the care in the world, and he finds this one kid who knows how to send out a signal.
Yeah.
And goes to rescue this kid. And then it gets even crazier from here. As he's rescuing this kid, he brings him to see Santa Claus.
Well, kind of, yeah.
That's one good thing about having Rambo as your friend. He's always there when you need him.
And this is where things get really, really interesting.
As opposed to what we've already started off with.
That was Gangbusters opening, but this is where it gets very, very, interesting. Is he brings him to see Santa, and Santa, it turns out we've been wrong our whole lives. Santa delivers Christmas on Christmas because of Rambo.
What'd you used to do, rob banks?
Oh no, little friend.
Because Rambo back in the day pulled Santa out of the gun business. Out of the gun business.
How crazy was that reveal? Oh, I wasn't always like this. Rambo saved me from a life. You were bad, Santa? Well, I used to work for some very bad people. Guns?
Yeah.
Bombs. Explosions.
I used to make weapons for a country that wouldn't hesitate to use them.
Weapons? You mean like guns? Bang, bang?
So Santa, like, essentially he used to work for like the Russians or the Soviets or whatever the heck they were. And gosh, man, like it just keeps getting better.
Havoc decides, well, we need a bomb and arms maker. We will kidnap Santa Claus and force him to work for us.
Yep.
Finest rocket scientist who ever lived. Now he's going to work for Savage.
Now, what I didn't understand was, all right, they were gonna take Santa in, so why does 2 seconds later, gun action starts happening? They try to gun down Santa Claus. All of a sudden, mows down the front.
Oh, yeah.
Windows are blasted in. I'm like, this is a Christmas special for kids to watch.
For children, straight up machine guns just shooting down every window. But the kicker is, the bad guy gets taken out by a skateboard, just straight up Home Alone style. Brilliant.
I felt like every time there was like a gunfight or any kind of action, everybody was so blasé, like they could shoot, but they'd rather talk a little bit first. There was a
Right.
part where Rambo's like going down what looked like a children's slide, like a water park or something.
Yeah.
And the guy has his gun, and he's just, I could shoot, but I'm gonna hold for a second. And then he shoots, and it's like, Rambo
Yeah.
is literally trying to crawl up a water.
Yeah, which is every bad, like, dumb bad guy ever. I then spot that one of the Soviets or one of the soldiers has a claw hand. And then that leads us to Santa. He's been abducted.
So they were after Chris.
So now Rambo, he's going full combat mode, middle of the blizzard, mountains of Colorado, no t-shirt, only wearing a headband. He rips the top off a trash can, throws it down the hill, and jumps on it and starts sledding down the hill like you're playing the Ninja Turtle video game, all the way down to where the bad guys are.
Oh my god. Yeah, and you're like, wait, that's not even a snowboard he's snowboarding on. It was a trash can. He
Yep.
takes a guy to the side of the vehicle and throws him down the side of the friggin' mountain.
Yeah, that guy's very dead.
And then there's the other part where there's like a snow ski race there. Like they're on the,
Yep.
and the kid, he knocks the thing off. He has to go rescue the kid who's on one of these vehicles, pulls the two of them together, rips the kid off, and the kid, instead of being just panicked and terrified, he's just kind of like, oh my, wow, I got you, kid. Rambo, how do you not have hypothermia right now?
No, he definitely does.
That makes 2 I owe you, friend.
Hey, what are friends for?
So, Rambo returns, with the kid back to the orphanage, right?
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas.
And then Santa gives all the kids gifts, and everybody's happy. And I'm over here waiting like, we better get a Thanksgiving version of this because it would be out of control.
Oh my god. And you gotta love how, like, the bad guy, he just leaves the rest of his crew and he's like, he's a general, I think his name was. And he's like, peace.
Don't think you escaped me for good, Chris Kaufman. I'll be back.
Rambo just totally got to us and beat us, even though I gave specific orders that Rambo wasn't to come in here and rescue Santa. Everyone do your best to stop him. Nope, didn't work. No. Rambo can literally walk over logs. Like,
oh yeah.
He's just walking over the log. The thing isn't even rotating, isn't giving him any trouble. He made his own Frogger-like path to get in there.
And dude, like, you always thought that, like, watching G.I. Joes as a kid, like, they were buff. Not even close to Rambo, dude. They had, like, specific close-up shots and angles of his just muscles. Like, he was the ultimate ass kicker, and he saved Christmas. And he's the reason that there is a Christmas.
So I think this special was very festive in the kind of way that I don't want to watch it again because, like, it's super Christmassy, but I want to, like, show everybody and get their genuine reactions to what they just watched. So they, too, can look at Santa and be like, that guy in another lifetime could have been an arms dealer for the Russians.
Yep.
Well, I've been with Santa.
But thanks to Rambo, not Rudolph, thanks to Rambo, Christmas was saved. Now, I wouldn't watch the Mariah one again unless I was older and I had a family and a kid. But this one, dude, I'm going to watch it again tomorrow. It was just wild. I liked it. 10 out of 10.
It's one of the only cartoon specials where I can say that there was a drive-by that took place in it.
It was more of a sled by. They're kind of out there.
Well, you know, that kind of makes sense why. Did you notice at the orphanage at the very beginning when the little boy Brian is having that argument with the little girl? She's like shaking her candy cane box like the same way somebody who had like a smoking addiction would. Like, she is pounding a...
Yeah.
I'm like, are those candy canes or cigarette butts, little girl? How stressed are you right now?
Yeah. And then we learn that the orphanage theme, it carries over into the third episode that you had me watch.